Okay. Here the poster image and can do Qigong together. So
Okay. Now it looks like maybe we're actually going to be able to practice together. Maybe. Sorry about that. There was more technical difficulties, and now we're back online. 7 minutes late. We'll run through the warm-ups and get into some movement details, and then we'll do the form together. Luckily today the movement details are not very involved, pretty close to what we did last week, so they won't take too long. Start out with some warm-ups, waist rotations. And then massaging on the back, up and down, left and right. Then waist rotations, other direction. And palm over palm into the chest, massage one way. Switch which hand is on top and massage the other direction. Feet shoulder wide for hip rotations. Feet are parallel, fingers are hands, palms are in Huan Tiao. Orbiting, trying to make the orbit even in all directions as far as distance and time go. Let's see what the phone says. That's unrelated. Massaging lower back and waist rotations the other directions. Whenever we have these technical difficulty days, I always think the phone notifications are about somebody trying to figure out what's going on. And then palms into lower dantian, massage. Switch which palm is on top. Massage. Feet together. Palms lightly on the knees for knee rotations. First time keeping the heels on the ground. Then massaging down on the inside, up on the outside of the kneecaps. Hands resting lightly on kneecaps and knee rotations the other direction. Feeling the weight shift around on the bottom of the foot, even though the heel is staying on the ground, the shift of weight, there's a shift of weight around the bottom of the foot. And massage down on the outside of the kneecaps, up on the inside of the kneecaps. Then round two, going a little lower, letting the heels come up off the floor. And massaging down the sides of the legs, brushing all the way down to the ankles, and if you need to, can bend the knees a little bit so that you can get the brushing in. There's moves that you can use to elongate through the back of the leg, or the knee rotations the other direction. So you can use those moves to either elongate through the back of the leg or focus on brushing and giving to all the joints in the leg. And because there's less time we spend giving to the joints, since we don't really do Patagon, these YouTube streams, I like to focus those moves on giving rather than trying to get the most elongation out of them. And then brushing up the insides of the legs from the ankle joints all the way up. Interlacing the fingers, pushing down the front into upper dantian, down the front. Eyes following along. And then brushing up. On getting through the front of the body. Relaxing. Pushing up again. Especially with the outside looking so apocalyptic, the lighting even inside is looking harsh. Try playing around with that. I don't know. And then pushing up to the right. I think it's the overhead light that's the real problem. And then pushing up to right again. Nope, that looks weird too. Then pushing up to the left. Back to center, up to the left again. At least it's not totally washed out like it was before. Up again to the left. Elongating to the right side of the body, and then folding from the hua, pushing down, circles from chest down through the legs, back up towards yourself. And pushing from upper dantian into the ground, then towards outside of the right little toe, and then outside of the left little toe. These ones definitely going for elongation through the back of the legs rather than bending the back. Grasping elbows. Grasping ankles. Or just hanging out, hanging loose. Then brushing down the sides of the legs. And heading down the legs. And we'll get around to kicks in, so protecting the back, shoot kidney points, kicking through the bottom of the leg, back of the leg, through the heel. Putting the foot down gently after each kick. And then kicking through the top of the legs, through the toes. And then we'll do chin to toe. Right leg out at an ankle, torso lining to that right leg, grasping elbows, folding from the paw, and making circles down the front of the leg, up the toes back towards yourself. And then reaching out with 10 fingers. Fingers down into the ground, eyes into the ground, chin and toe aligned. Then massage outside of the leg, inside of the leg, a little bit harder coming down on the outside, a little bit softer coming up on the inside. And then patting down the leg. Lining the back on the way up, walking it up. And other side. Left leg out, lining the torso, grasping elbows, folding from the palm. Circle down the front of the leg with the toe back towards yourself. Tongue is touching lightly, breath coming naturally, eyes looking into the floor so that the chin and the toe can align. Reaching out with all 10 fingers. Massaging, harder on the outside coming down, harder on the inside coming up. Okay. Down, getting all the joints. Finding the back, coming up, walking it off. Back to the right side. This time, 6 fingers, 3 in each hand, folding, reaching into the ground, lining chin, toe, straight back, extension through the leg, extension through the back, through the neck, through Bai Hui. Two fingers, 1 in each hand. Grasping toe. Massage. And pat. Winding the back on the way up, walking it off. Back over to the left side. Lining torso. And 6 fingers total, 3 in each hand. Folding. Fingers, 1 in each hand. Grasping toe. And massage. Patting. Bending the knee if it wasn't already bent, coming up, lining the back, fucking it off. Then protecting the back for another round of kicks, first the heel. And then the toes. Foot coming down softly with each kick. And pretzel maneuver, right hand over left shoulder, left hand in front of the face, look to the right. Left hand over right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look left. Relaxing. Again, left hand over right shoulder, or right hand over left shoulder, look to the right. Relax. Left hand over right shoulder, right hand in front of the face, look left. Relax. And pat on the corner of the shoulder and under the arm. And we'll do the arm rotation, so bending the left leg, hand on the left thigh, thumb out, relaxing the right shoulder, right arm, coming up the front, and then having gravity bring it down the back. Momentum and gravity trading off, doing the work. And then up the back and down the front, same idea of gravity coming down the front, momentum coming up the back. Pivot on the left heel, pivot on the right heel, right palm on the right hand, left arm up the front, down the back. Switching directions, up the back, down the front. And then heading, stepping, top of the shoulder and across the back. Pivot right heel, pivot left heel. Coming back to center, massaging in circles on the shoot kidney points. Massaging the dabao on the ribs, lower lymph nodes, massaging chest, palm moving from the center of the chest with the fingers brushing over the collarbone. Other side. Scapula and back. Using the opposite arm to get a little bit more leverage and reach out of that massage, and then getting some pats in. Other side. Scapula, back, patting. And throughout all these, the feet are together, and the weight is sunk through the feet, through the legs. So they're stacked up while we're doing these massages. The knees aren't locked, they're ever so slightly bent. Letting the right arm come out, brushing up with the left hand, being sure to get the ends of the fingers and the thumb in. Turning the arm over, brushing down. Other side, brushing up the left arm with the right hand. And then brushing down the inside. Shaking the wrists out, fingers out, elbows out, shoulders out, shaking everything out. And then we'll do the eye-hand coordination, having the fingertips meet, fingertips brush past the webbing, past the wrist. Other side, and making sure each time the fingertips meet one by one, past the webbing, past the wrist. And the same sensitivity and care that goes into the fingertips meeting can be applied to the webbing, and then also the order by which the fingers pass the wrist too, all the way through this whole movement. Get a little extra out of it by paying attention to those orders. And massaging the palm, laogong, finding out the middle finger in between the pointer, middle finger. Breaking it up, massaging in circles around the palm, and then massaging to the ends of the fingers, each time coming back to the center of the palm. Other side. Massaging from the ends of the fingers, or the middle of the hand to the ends of the fingers. You can get hugu in there, the mound. Massage the neck, back of the neck. Other side. Front of the neck. Other side. Massaging the temple. Massaging the insides of the eyes, divot in the eyes, in the eye socket. Massaging towards the nose. Brushing the lips. Other side. And then getting the ears. Drums of heaven. And brushing past the sides of the ears. And I feel like I didn't actually do my nose. I might have said nose. Maybe I didn't even say nose, but I need to get the nose in. And then washing face, comb, hair. So again, just finding balance, letting your body be supported in a relaxed way through the feet, up through the dantians, and then bring the hands below the chin, over the head, around the back, and just relax, let go, expel any apocalyptic chi, scary sky chi, technical difficulty chi, getting rid of all that, and then can bring all the good chi that we like to ourselves in the sphere around up or down team. One leg stand, letting the weight sink into the left foot, right foot, relaxed, play at the ankle, play with heel, toe, can just wiggle the leg around, can make it a kick, can just lift it up. Throughout the form, we do all kinds of different things while our weight is entirely sunk into a single leg. Then putting that leg down gradually, finding the floor, being aware of the weight transfer till 100% of the weight is in the right leg, left leg is free. Wiggle the ankle, heel, toe. Can play with where the heel and toe is landing on the floor. And just brush the ground lightly with that foot, letting it be light and soft. Can lift the leg. And finding the ground gradually down, shifting weight. And right leg is free again. Traditionally the leg comes around in a arc and in, and then can come down to the floor and back up again, kick out, and bring the leg around in and arc again, and find the floor, shift the weight. Left leg. Whoa, I went too wide. Let's try it again. Circle, and then bring yourself down, back up, arcing, and gradually finding the floor. Extending through the inside of the leg, bending the left knee, right leg is extended, right arm is out. Shifting sides, left leg is extended, left arm is out, eyes are following that left hand down. You can just support yourself, perform a claw as you like. Sizing up the insides of the legs. Then we'll do some walking kicks, grasping the shoe kidney points and kicking first with the heels. Light steps. And all of the kicks and steps and stuff that we do, they all inform the walking meditation. As we're doing the kicks now, toes on the top of the leg. Each one of the kicks, the upper body, the stack stays supported still. And then even while we're doing the Achilles tendon, top of the foot, landing against the back of the other foot, maybe even scooting it forward, staying stable. And bring that to the walking meditation. upper, middle, lower dantian moving forward together, hands gathering to lower dantian, and each step being deliberate transfer of weight. Okay, that is warming up. All warm over here. Then make sure nobody's lost. All 2 people that care are here. So, time for some movement details. Last week what we did is we covered the left orbit and flapping. This week we'll do the right orbit and flapping. So there's not a lot new this week. It's mostly last week on the other side. I might just cover these 2 things together in the future, but for now I will do it from last week's moves, review last week's moves, talk to them a bit, get into this week's moves, facing this direction, then I'll do it facing this direction, and then we can do the form together. So where we were is the right hand is turned over. Let's see, we did the forward and back. Oh yeah. We just did the rocking forward and back. The left claw is above the collarbone, and our torso from rocking forward and back, the torso is already aligned with the left leg with its toe up. As we rocked back, the left toe came up, so we're weight in the right leg, left leg is toe up, torso is aligned with the left leg, left hand is above the collarbone, and then the right hand and arm arc downward, and the head is following the fingers, and the whole arm is light and loose, so you can kind of shake the arm out and make sure that it's relaxed, and then there's a sense of just floating up, the eyes following along, not putting energy into raising the shoulder. And then as this happens, there's a slight movement of the waist, but it's not so much that your hand winds up behind you. It's more in the waist as you come just back down from the apex, coming down and connecting with the toe and flapping. And when you flap, you can move the shoulders in backwards bicycle movements, or just let the elbows open up and come back. Then we put the left foot down, push past the right foot, turn the right hand over, and come back and point the right hand at middle dantian, chest. After that alignment is made, we check in there, make the claw land above the collarbone, and then the left hand drops, the left leg takes on the weight, and the right toe comes up as we rise up. And again, the left arm is loose, not holding, just letting the fingers float up, watching the hand with the eyes, arm along for the right, and as we come back to the right, letting the waist twist a little bit so that as we swoop down from the apex, we are aligned with that right leg, and flap, flap, flap. And then we put the right toe down, pivoting on the heel back to forward. Left hand comes past the left foot, whole arm turns over, comes to middle dantian again, then we rise up. And then we get into next week's movement. So I'll close. And then we will do the do the movements again facing this direction. So we had just gotten the left toe up, left hand into the collarbone, above the collarbone, right hand floating up, coming down, flat 3 times, and then the left foot comes down and you pivot on the toe to bring the feet parallel again, pushing the right hand past the right foot as the wrist turns over, the whole arm turns over, bring the hand back to middle dantian, forearm clap, middle dantian, and then land above the collarbone, weighting to the left hand comes up, and down, flat. Pivoting on the heel, back to center, and close. So to get into the fine nuance, just standing up can play around with the idea of a backward bicycle with the shoulders. And that's kind of the motion that's happening. And that is really good for your shoulders. I've broken my collarbone several times, so it's good for everything that's kind of up there. I feel this one a lot. You can play with even letting your waist and torso twist a little bit with that as it's happening, and that can help inform the movement too. And you can do it just without your arms up. Just play around with it and see how it feels doing it different ways. And by doing it different ways, you'll probably notice different things about the movement and your body and the mechanics of it. And then when it comes to the arms turning over, whenever a body part is called out as part of the form or in a movement, it's never working alone. It's never isolated. That is just a reference point that's easy to call out when you're trying to say left or right, and the hand is what's turning over, but really the whole arm is turning over. So anytime we're turning the hands and arms, everything is working together, and it's not just the arm, but the shoulder and through the chest, and everything is connected. So that's another tenet to Qigong, is that as we do everything, fingers may be leading the way as we come up, but everything is still engaged as it comes along for the ride. It's not shut off, it's sensing and enjoying the lightness and enjoying the work that the fingers are doing going first, so that they can just go along for the ride. And then even when you're swooping, it's a full engagement. So every little movement that calls out a particular body part is actually a full body movement. And that's one of the things that makes learning more and more Qigong so rich, is that as you discover relationships in your body and maybe feel new sensations in your body that you hadn't noticed before, each one of those little things winds up applying to the entire form, because each movement is full body. So if you discover something in your foot and you're doing a turn with the arm, your foot is still engaged. Your weight has to be going down through your feet, so it's also part of that. And that discovery will enrich the entire form as you play with it. So that's one of the most amazing things to me that's kept me going with Qigong, is just how each little discovery has a compound wealth that it brings. It makes it really rewarding to keep on practicing. And there will be weeks or months that go by where I don't necessarily feel like I'm making any progress. It's very easy to get stuck in a rut of, I'm just doing this again, and I know I have to do it because if I don't, then I won't feel good, because that I definitely know. But when I give myself the space and time to enjoy the form and relish it and take it slowly, usually is when I'm really enjoying it. Then these discoveries can come out easier, and everybody discovers stuff different ways. Don't have to do it slowly to make discoveries. That's just something that I like. Try doing it super fast. See how fast you can do it and what you discover. But don't go too fast and hurt yourself. Okay, that'll be enough for moves and thoughts. And we'll do 3 bows before we do the form together. So bowing to each other, thanking each other for making space and for bringing our energy to this practice. A bow to thank our teachers and their teachers, all the lineage holders of the form. Then a bow to the world, acknowledging all the space that we've been given to do the form in. And if there's any movements that you need to do to loosen up for the form, anything that got missed, maybe some katagong that you like to do, whatever you need to do to get ready for the form. And find your place in your space. So make sure that you've got enough space. And then can let the feet be parallel, holding the body all the way up, letting center gradually dial in. Fingers are evenly spread, thumbs are forward. Tongue is touching lightly. Shoulders relaxed, byway stretching up towards the sky. Begin. Down the legs, scooping through the floor, opening to the sky. Takes lower dantian. Hands to chest. Pushing the wings. Setting the wings. Stop. Again, pushing. Fingers and hands over face, over byway, interlacing fingers, flipping everything over, pushing up, folding, elbows bent, push down, outside left, elbows bent, push down, outside right, staying down, hands past each foot, turning the arms over, rock forward, rock back, warm claw, land above collarbone, microcosmic orbit, flapping, left foot down, connect with the chest, middle dantian, left hand orbit, stirring chi, make things like clouds. Fourth time, rinse waist. Great moon for water. Pushing down on the left leg. Pushing down on the right leg. Letting, overlooking the water. Flying over the water. Drinking water. On the third time, flutter up, feet parallel, and the hands for adjusting the water. Grasp chi. Grasp chi, palms up. Pull the fingers. Then follow chi over to the left and massage the ball from the left to the right. Turning it over, massaging from the right to the left. Then massaging back to center. Holding. Standing meditation. Okay. Expel. Shake and make room for 7 steps. And 3 shakes, 3 stillnesses. And the 7 steps. First gliding. Number 7. fluttering at lower dantian, pivoting on the left heel, pivoting on the right heel, fluttering up. Then flying up. Left. Right. Left. Right. Number 7 on the left. Fluttering lower dantian, pivot left heel, pivot right heel, flutter up. Sides, forward, and search for food. Number 7, pivoting left heel, pivoting right heel, and pushing down on the left. Building nest, forward, right, 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 forward, left, forward. Number 7 all the way down, pivoting on the left heel. Right foot comes around, fluttering up to upper dantian, fluttering past the face, past the chest. The fluttering stops, landing on lower dantian, sinking down to sleep. Okay. Close. Come back to the initial still position, letting center be soft. Feet together. And walking meditation. Okay. Thank you for practicing. Thanks to my teachers at One Moose School. And thanks to the apocalyptic crazy world. It's not really the apocalypse, it's just some fire dust. Just looks like the apocalypse. Okay, maybe see you tomorrow morning for Thursday morning stream. This Saturday I will not be leading because I'm running the Exposure Grid Festival and Art and Tech and Policy thing that I've been working on with the European Union. So if that sounds interesting to you, can check this week's email for a link to register. It's a bunch of talks, workshops, performances, and it's 4 days long, over 100 artists involved, and it's free. So can check out if that sounds interesting. But I won't be practicing on Saturday with you, unfortunately. But Thursday morning, yes. And guess other than that, maybe see you next week. Take your chi with you wherever you go. All right. Bye.